Everyone, welcome to Alex Talk Tuesday. I'm very excited to have Dani Max joining me today.
Hi everybody.
And we're going to be talking about pursuing your passions. And this topic is something really important to me because if you think about it, your passions are what drives you every single day. You have to be in a career that's really oriented in something that you actually desire, something that you actually want to do. You need to have a reason to wake up in the morning. You need to have these reasons in front of you, and those reasons are your passions. And if you're not doing something that you're passionate about, then it's not going to end well. So definitely, no matter what you're doing, always be sure to continually be pursuing your passions in everything you do in life.
So it's funny you say that when you said about waking up in the morning. I know that if I wasn't following my passions, I feel like I would just sit in bed. I wouldn't be happy. So I always advise people, whenever I'm talking to them, happiness is all about passions. And I know that because I was going through life for so long trying to figure out what I was going to do, and it really made me want to do something about it. So when I was in 11th grade, I wrote a book called To the Max, How to Find Your Career and Ultimate Life. And it started with realizing that passions are so important. And I'm in school now for business, but my passion is music, and it leads us to figuring out some advice. And picking an audience is something that I realized is so important. And I didn't find my audience, like they didn't come to me. I really had to find them. I had to figure out who I wanted to target my ideas to, my feelings, and it happened to be anyone who's watching right now. So audience is so huge. You have to pick them. That's my advice that I would give.
Yeah, you always have to be careful because people always say you have to find your audience, but we both would agree that picking your audience is so much more powerful, especially from a social media perspective. You can put content out all day long, but if you don't know the people that you're actually trying to go after, if you don't know what they're looking for, then you're never going to be able to have a strong following. No matter what you do in life, you always have to have people that support you. And these support systems are so crucial in every single field and every single aspect, and it all comes from picking who you want. And picking, there's several different ways to do it, but the best one is just figure out who do you want to support you, who do you want to be your followers, and who's going to really be there. And then once you figure out the demographic, whether it's people between the ages of 20 and 25, just whatever it is, with interests in X, Y, Z, you have to pick exactly who you want, and then you have to do research on what they want to see, and then you have to go in and you have to deliver that content to them so you have a lot stronger engagement. And that's so powerful in today's world that not a lot of people actually realize is you can no longer find your audience, find your support system. You have to go out there and you have to pick it. You have to pick out exactly what you want, and you have to work hard to get it.
Exactly. You're exactly right. Can I just say something real quick?
Of course.
So my audience, just in case nobody knows, is really girls in between high school and college, because I really relate to them. And as some people know, I'm going through a life coaching thing that I'm doing. I'm pursuing that, and it's just something that I really relate to. Girls, we all understand each other at a certain point, and we struggle through a lot of things. And so my audience that I chose to really connect with is girls who are in high school and college, and hopefully I can really just help in any way that I can through finding themselves, finding their passions, and just really being happy overall.
100%. And then not only after you find your audience, after you pick your audience actually, but then you have to really rely on your connections, because your audience is your support system. Your audience is the people who are following you, who are always going to be there for you. But your connections are the people that you aspire to be. They're the people that you are following, that you are giving your support. And connections are anyone in life who you really look up to, and people that are always going to be there for you. And they're going to be the people that are going to take you to the next level, doing whether it be collaborations or working together. And no matter what it is, you have to have strong connections and maintain these connections with other individuals that are in the same path as you, in the same shoes as you, or even a few steps ahead of you, so that they can always be there to always relate back to you and be able to help you, feed you, give you advice, and then really help you grow overall as a person.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, because one of my greatest friends that I've made through music, her name is Sam, and she really has helped me. She's guided me through this whole journey, and people, you can't get anywhere just by yourself, and you have to just keep learning through the experience of learning through others, and you need people to guide you. And having a great support system like that, making connections, doing those collaborations, it really helps you become as successful as you want to be, because other people have experience that you may not have. So when you team up with people, the limits are just, there's endless, so it
Truly
really
limitless.
is incredible. Yeah. So connections.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And kind of going off of that, not only whenever you have all these great things running for you, the next step that it takes is you really have to kind of take it all together, analyze what it is, and then you really have to get creative, especially going back to the example that I used before of social media. If you already have picked your audience, you've already found out who you want to be there, and you already have the connections in place to take you to the next level, you have to get extremely creative with your content that you're delivering, because you don't want to just be a bland, dull account with just normal stuff. You want to be original, you want to be unique, you want to be hard to duplicate, and you want to deliver value. So it's always important to be creative in every single thing that you're doing, no matter if it's social media or if it's in live. Originality is key, and it's something that a lot of people are lacking nowadays. So if you possess it, own it. If you don't, work hard to get it. It's not unachievable. Anything in life can be done just by narrowing your focus and working really hard to achieve what you want.
Yeah, exactly. But also being creative is more than just, figuring out how to do it, but it's really just like a feeling that we get, and you really do have to figure out what you're meant to be doing, and it'll shine in some creative way. But it's so important to be yourself, and that is what I tell everybody. If you are not being yourself, you are not giving yourself the opportunity to live this life. And my ways of being creative, I post pictures all the time. If you have me on social media, you see me posting all the time, just different crazy things. I had a contest today where I gave away a free sweatshirt, which I'm actually wearing right now. And you have to keep people engaged. You have to keep yourself feeling like you're just advancing, because you can't keep yourself limited and just kind of in a box. So being creative is probably one of the most important things that I would give to anybody for advice if they want to start any kind of career, basically, because being creative makes you unique. It makes you who you are. So continue to do that. And then something off of just more advice is, if you would like to be in music or anything related to that, there's a lot of technical things that you actually have to go through, which I didn't know when I first started this. I didn't know how to make music at first. I didn't know how to do anything. And this past summer, when I basically started mentoring with my friend, I learned that there's a lot of legal things that are involved with that. And it means finding a great producer to work with. It means finding, you have to copyright a bunch of things, but there's so many rules and just things that you have to make sure that you do in order to make sure that a song can come out correctly, or that no one can steal your artwork and anything like that. And also, I guess it's kind of relating a degree. You want something to be real and authentic, and you need it to be correct in order to hopefully become successful with that. So my legal advice would just be, make sure you're doing everything correctly. Find someone who has already made a song if you want to. And also with my life coaching, for me, I really wanted to get a certification. And you don't have to do anything. You don't have to get any kind of degrees or certifications if you don't want to. But if you feel better doing it, then make sure you do that. I'm pursuing a certification because I feel like it gives me the right credentials. But for songs, you need to make it obvious that this song is yours. Otherwise, other people can take it. Other people can use everything that you have created, and I know you don't want to have that go down the drain. So make sure you follow all the instructions to get it completely yours, if that's the path you want to lead.
For sure, because you can be creative all day long, and creativity is great. Creativity is huge. However, if that creativity really is going places and actually is original, people are seeing the value that's in it, they're going to try to take it from you. So if you're not legally protected, then anything that you've done, anything you've worked so hard for, can just absolutely go 100% down the drain, simply because you were good at what you did, but someone else realized that you did not protect yourself in this one field, and they went in and took everything you're working on, and they took it as their own. So some great ways to protect yourselves are definitely doing patents, doing copyrights, doing trademarks, anything that you can. There's a lot of resources such as LegalZoom that will do it for you, and they are relatively inexpensive. And especially with copyrights, there you can get a copyright for $35 and you can write down anything you want, and then you own every single piece of wording in that document. Versus a patent, they can take things, they can use it against you. So you really have to figure out what's best for you. It doesn't ever hurt to actually consult a lawyer and to pay them a small lawyer fee, because in the long run, if what you're doing actually is good and it actually is going to make it huge one day, then you don't want the lack of legal protection to be your downfall. So definitely do everything you absolutely can to always be legally protected, no matter what you do in life. Even if you're just writing essays for a class, you can get those essays copyrighted. You can sell them as royalties. You can do so much stuff.
That's crazy, but yeah,
it's crazy. But honestly, some people do it. If it's published online, you might as well copyright it, because it's only $35 and it will save you in the long run. And really, no matter what you do, always be sure to be protected in everything, because you do not want your hard work to go down the drain just because you failed to be protected. So definitely keep that in mind.
It's you can take the easy way out and just do things as you please, but I promise you, you probably don't want that in the long run. If you work hard on something, you just want to make sure it is exactly how you want it to come out, and that you really can call it your own. So make sure you do that. So the last piece of advice that I would give to anyone finding their passion is to find continual inspiration. And what that means to you could be completely different to me. For me, I know getting inspired means either just going on a drive and just thinking about what inspires me to write a new song, what inspires me to figure out how to talk to someone. But you have to find out exactly how you can stay creative, because if we don't, nothing is going to change. We're not going to get further. So I would suggest for anyone who wants to figure out their creative side would just be to keep trying to find ways to stay on top of their game and really just to get their mind going, because it could be really just going for a walk, listening to more music, but you have to do this for yourself if you want to keep the creative blood flowing. So I know you got it, and stay inspired always.
For sure, because if you always want to maintain creativity and always use that to really kind of build off your inspiration and to really actually create inspiration. Because once you're able to develop all these creative avenues you have in your life, then you should really use those. You should ask yourself, how am I being creative, and how is this inspiring me to be even more creative? And then how is this inspiration? How am I taking this and what's it doing in my life? So always find ways to be continually inspired and seek out continual inspiration, no matter anything that you do, because you can simply be searching social media, searching YouTube for motivational speakers if you need that type of inspiration. You can be, like Dani said, taking a walk if you need to be motivated by nature. You need to figure out what motivates you and what inspires you in life. It could be as simple as just going and looking at self-help videos online, or looking at videos of $1 million houses and saying, I want that one day and I'm going to work hard to get it. No matter what it is, figure out what's going to inspire you, what's going to always make you work harder in life, but then also make you a better person. Because inspiration shouldn't always be grind hard, do this, do that, stress yourself out until you succeed. That is one type of inspiration, but you also need a very well-rounded type of inspiration on how to be a better person in all aspects of life. Don't only seek out professional inspiration. Seek out social inspiration, inspiration on families, relationships, anything that you have. Always seek to be inspired by others, to find that in others, and to push out inspiration to others.
That was great, Alex. I couldn't have said it any better myself.
Thank you.
So really, to wrap this up, all the advice that we would give is make sure you're picking your audience, you're making great connections, you are being creative always, you are figuring out the legal structures of whatever you want to do so it is yours and yours only. And really just to find inspiration wherever you go.
So thank you all for watching. That's all the content we have for you all today. And thank you, Dani, so much for joining me. It was great to have you on the broadcast.
Thank you so much.
Of course. And as always, subscribe to my website. There is a link right here below. and it will take you to a place where you can watch all the archives of past videos I've done. And I hope you all like it. If you have any questions, please tweet at me or comment below as well. And thank you again, Dani, so much for coming.
Thank you all. I love every single one of you, whoever's watching, and have a great day.
I'll see you next Tuesday.